Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power star Morfydd Clark has weighed in on which Tolkien character could possibly best Galadriel in a fight. Developed for Prime Video, Lord of the Rings of Power Season 1 introduced a much younger and different version of Galadriel than had previously been depicted on screen. Far more tempestuous than the ethereal Lady of Lothlórien, played by Cate Blanchett in the Peter Jackson films, Clark's Galadriel was instead depicted as a skilled warrior who had dedicated herself to hunting down Sauron, former lieutenant of the Dark Lord Morgoth. Now Clark has provided insight into her version of the character, offering Looper her thoughts on which Lord of the Rings character could best her in a fight. Contrary to assumptions that Sauron would likely be the one to offer Galadriel the biggest challenge, Clark instead revealed that she felt that the High Elf Glorfindel would be the only one capable of beating her. Check out her comments below. But what I love about Middle-earth is it's so circumstantial to what's going on there. I love a soft, magic world where, if the sun wasn't where it was, if someone wasn't feeling exactly what they were feeling in that moment, everything could have been different. It's all circumstantial. I like to think that, in a certain circumstance, she is unbeatable. There's many villains and many heroes in Middle-earth, which is why it's so fantastic. If she and Glorfindel fought, but they wouldn't. Probably he. I don't know. What's next for Galadriel in Rings of Power? Morfydd Clark as Galadriel in The Lord of the Rings of Power. While The Lord of the Rings of Power is likely to see Galadriel's character undergo significant transformations across the span of its anticipated 5-season run, it is unlikely her transition into the otherworldly character presented in the books will come quickly or easily. Initially driven by an intensely personal quest for vengeance, Clark herself has revealed that Season 2 will see Galadriel begin to embrace a less selfish view of the world she inhabits. With Sauron still at large and the dark lands of Mordor beginning to take form, Galadriel's new outlook is certain to be met with many challenges. Though with the threat of Sauron and the shadow of Mordor beginning to grow, Clark's most recent comments may hint at the arrival of a potential ally which could help turn events in Galadriel's favor. One of the most powerful elves in Tolkien's original writings, Glorfindel, famously fought during the fall of Gondolin in the First Age of Middle-earth. While he would ultimately be slain in battle against a Balrog, like Gandalf, he was later resurrected during the Second Age and sent back to Middle-earth in the company of the two blue wizards. If the Lord of the Rings of Power does indeed serve to introduce Glorfindel, Clark's Galadriel would likely learn much from the resurrected Elf Lord. His return could also pave the way for revealing the truth about Galadriel's missing husband Celeborn, whom she also believes to be long dead. Whatever path the show's creative team takes, Galadriel likely has a daunting journey ahead of her when she returns for The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2.